Hey guys, I'm Michael and welcome to the channel. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about ride sharing. Basically what you do if you're going on a cruise or if you're going on vacation where you've flown in, you don't have your vehicle for whatever reason, and you're going to need transportation from the airport to the cruise port to your hotel, whatever. There are several options here, and I've had a lot of experience in this, and so I've learned a lot. I've also made a lot of mistakes, just to be honest. So I want to share with you some tips that will hopefully help you and maybe save you some money, okay? I want to start with, now if you're going on vacation or if it's a cruise, you know, whichever, doesn't matter. You can even, these are things you could even use at home if you needed to. First of all, a lot of people will jump into a taxi. Let me tell you a quick story, and that's because I did just that. Really quick story, and this is what brought me to doing this video. Several years ago, in 2015, a friend of mine, buddy of mine, we flew to Miami, and we stayed at the hotel down there on Biscayne Boulevard. So we jumped in a taxi from the Miami airport down to Biscayne. The cost in 2015 at that particular time for that ride was around $80, okay? 3 years later, we went back, same place, we stayed at the same hotel, got in about the same time. This time we took Uber instead of a taxi. It was $40. That was 2018, half the price. Okay, a few years later, 2022, went back again. Same thing, same time, same hotel, same airport. We took a Lyft, and Lyft was $28. So I'm learning, you know. Now, with this, anytime you're doing transportation anywhere, it's going to depend on the time of day. It's going to depend on traffic, many variables, okay? But for me, what I have done, I have the Uber app on my phone, the Lyft app. All those are ready to go. I have my card on file. I'm ready to go if I need them. But anyway, so number one I've got here. Well, actually before that, check with your city of destination. A lot of these places have city transit, which is cheaper than all of it, you know. If it's something that you feel safe, this is an option. Also, if this is a cruise, check with the cruise line. See if they're offering shuttle service. Now, for me on a cruise, I'll go in the day before. So the cruise ship shuttle service doesn't really apply to me for that. But now, the day I'm coming home after the cruise, usually I'll leave the cruise ship and I'll take the, like Carnival, they have the bus shuttle to the airport. And it's not very expensive. It's cheaper than a taxi or even an Uber rather. But now, you do not have to do the bus ride both ways, is what I'm saying. If you're flying in the day before, the bus ride's no good for you. It's not going to work. But you can sign up and take it the day you're leaving if you need to do that. That's an option. Okay. Now, next tip. Check with your hotel or your resort, wherever you're staying. A lot of these places will have a deal with the local taxi service or transit service for a flat rate. I learned this my last trip to Seattle, and the taxis there had a special rate that it was a flat rate, no matter where you go or, you know, from the airport, and all the hotels signed up for it, and it was actually cheaper than the ride share. So you may want to check with the hotel there and be ready to go on that. Okay. Next tip, when you're arriving at the airport, I would not book my ride until I had my luggage and I was in the area where the ride share comes to. Because these airports, guys, let me tell you, Uber, Lyft, these ride shares are many times are already there and they're waiting, they're ready to go. And when you accept and say, yes, I'll do this ride, they're there looking for you right then. you know. And if you're in there, you know, still waiting on your luggage, you're going to miss your ride. Don't do that. All right. Next one I've got is, and this is a stupid mistake I've made. If you're going to do Uber or Lyft, make sure you've got your sound on your phone. If you've just flown in, you know, a lot of times you've got your phone in airplane mode. Make sure you've got your sound on, because if the Uber driver can't find you, many times they'll text you or even call you. So remember that. That happened to me for real. Another thing, now in Miami, some of the other areas now, if you're standing out waiting on your Uber, of course it'll tell you what kind of car they're in, whatever. Now a lot of these guys have got a big old lit banner, LED banner across the front. It's on their dash, on the front of the windshield there, and you will see your name and lights. So that's kind of cool, because normally it'll tell you what kind of vehicle they're in. You look at this vehicle and then you see your name. So that works really well. Okay. The Uber and Lyft apps, some of these ride shares, if you think you're going to use it, I would have this thing downloaded, installed, your card on file, ready to go before you ever leave the house. And the reason I say that is, once you install these, this happened to me. I didn't use it right off. So went a few days, maybe a week or two, and they sent me a coupon. Said, oh, you know, you're not using our service, so here's $20 off your first ride. So, hey, 20 bucks is 20 bucks, right? So, and this is something on any of these, and let me share one more story with you. With Lyft, I really felt so good about this. Going into the Miami port from my hotel, that Miami port can get so crowded. If you've been there, you know exactly what I'm saying. And the Uber driver, or the Lyft driver, he was saying, ooh, this is not good. Because it was taking a lot of time, taking up his time, and the money that he was going to get from it wasn't really going to justify the situation. Guys, if this happens to you, please be generous with these guys with your tip. You know, we don't want to lose them. I tipped him literally as much as the ride was on that particular situation. He was very appreciative, and I was very appreciative for him being so patient with the situation. Now, let me tell you what also happened with Lyft. My cell phone beeped. I looked at it. What's this? You know, and it was a message from Lyft. It says, it says your ride is taking longer than expected. Are you safe? Are you in danger? And all I would have had to have done is replied, you know, hey, yeah, I'm in trouble here. And I'm sure, you know, I'm assuming they would have said help. They could easily see where I was. That made me feel very good. Okay, guys, couple more here and I'm done. Depending on where you are, especially outside the country. Now, when you do Uber or Lyft, it's going to tell you before you even get in how much this is going to cost you. I want to go from my hotel, and it knows where you are. I want to go from my hotel to the cruise port. Okay, that'll be $32. Okay, well, let me check the other one. What's Uber? What's Lyft? You know, shop around, you know. But when you're outside of the country, some places don't allow ride shares, and they'll do taxi rides only. Now, this can happen inside the country. Some of the taxis, they will say, you know, you get to where you're going, and they say, oh, I'm sorry, we don't take cash. So be ready for that, for a credit card, okay? But now when you're outside the country, what I was going to say, negotiate a price before you leave. Know what it's going to cost you, or about what it's going to cost you. Sometimes they can't tell you exactly. But I did see a video where some ladies here, and this happened in Miami, a taxi driver took them for several $100 on a ride just back to the airport. It was ridiculous. I mean, several $100s. I don't want to see that happen to anybody. And, you know, cash payments, that just scares me any place, you know. If it's a charge on your card, that's something you can always dispute if you have to. But cash, that just scares me to death, guys. All right, I believe that is going to wrap it up for Lyft and Uber. Thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Michael. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, we would certainly appreciate it. And if you enjoyed the content, how about a thumbs up? Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.